Before we begin, I want to say something quietly and honestly, not as an author, but simply as a human being. This video was not made to be judged in the first seconds. It was created to unfold slowly, the way true insight always unfolds. If you stay until the end, you allow the meaning to reach you fully. So breathe. Let the outside world soften for a moment. Let go of the haste, the noise, the pressure to decide quickly. In the next few minutes, nothing is required of you. This space belongs only to you. Hello, my love. How often do we really ask ourselves why certain people attract us? Why? Despite all our experience, the same types keep appearing. Or why an unattainable inner image continues to live silently in the heart for years. In psychology, there are no coincidences. The heart is precise. Whom we find attractive says less about that person and much more about ourselves, about our unspoken needs, our accumulated exhaustion, our hunger for safety or for excitement. Our attention follows inner currents long before logic intervenes, and today we listen to those currents. And this is not just a test, it is an invitation inward. We are not talking about astrology and not about fate. We are talking about the psychological needs of your soul, here and now. At this stage of your life, you may allow yourself to slow down and listen. Before you are 6 male energies, 6 archetypal forms. Do not analyze them with reason, practicality, or societal expectations. Do not ask who would fit or be appropriate. Only observe your first impulse. Where does your attention go? Let us begin with the first archetype, often called the protector or provider. This energy is neither loud, nor dramatic, nor demanding. It carries a quiet strength, reliability, and a calm presence, a force that does not need to prove itself. If this archetype attracts you, your soul is speaking clearly. You are deeply exhausted, not physically, but existentially. You have been strong for too long, responsible for too much. Something within you is finally asking for safety and rest. This choice shows a desire to give up control, to no longer be the one holding everything together. It is the wish to be cared for, without explanations, without guilt, accepted in your competence, but also in your vulnerability, to finally be able to exhale. But this archetype also brings a question that must be met honestly. Are you ready to let go of control, not only temporarily but truly? Or will your own strength eventually rebel against the role you have handed over? Protection can be a refuge or a golden cage. The second archetype carries a completely different charge. The warrior, the hero, the conqueror. This energy is active, goal-oriented, driven by purpose. It does not wait. It moves forward. It is shaped by action, not by quiet presence. If this archetype attracted you, your soul is not asking for rest. It is asking for recognition. Perhaps you feel invisible, taken for granted, reduced to function instead of essence. Routine has suffocated something alive within you. This choice shows a need to feel chosen, elevated, admired, not just loved but claimed. You want to feel that someone would fight for you, would reach you, would rise for you. You want intensity and movement. This archetype brings drive, ambition, and decisiveness. He knows where he is going and expects you to follow. Life with him feels purposeful, charged, dynamic, but rarely calm. The shadow of this choice lies in the constant forward drive. Where there is constant battle, there is little rest. Where performance dominates, intimacy can become conditional. Ask yourself, are you truly seeking excitement or trying to escape the silence? The third archetype enters more uncertain terrain, the trickster, the provocateur, the eternal boy. This energy is playful, unpredictable, magnetic. It promises neither safety nor structure. It promises to be alive. If this archetype attracted you, your soul is deeply bored. Your life may be stable, correct and well organized, but something in you feels suffocated by predictability. This is a rebellion of the unconscious. You are not seeking a partner, you are seeking an accomplice. Someone who breaks rules, bends time, interrupts routine. Someone who reminds you that you are still alive, desirable, and capable of wonder. This archetype awakens youth. Life with this energy feels cinematic, spontaneous, intoxicating, emotionally charged. He brings laughter, danger, passion, and intensity, but rarely continuity. So, the trickster is not made for responsibility. He lives in moments, not in bonds. What begins as ecstasy can turn into instability. This choice asks you whether you are seeking joy or escape. Pause here for a moment and observe what has moved within you. Recognition, relief, excitement, or discomfort. All are valid signs. Your unconscious has already answered honestly. We have only given it words. If your inner attention turned toward the fourth archetype, the quiet, stable companion, then this choice speaks of deep psychological maturity. It is not the energy of conquest, drama, or escape. It is the energy of constancy, of the presence of someone who stays. If this archetype resonates with you, your soul is no longer seeking intensity nor a savior. You are tired of emotional turbulence and power struggles. You do not want to impress, and you do not want to be impressed. You want to be understood. You seek a counterpart. This energy reflects the desire for a shared life, not a stage. Long conversations that last past midnight. Comfortable silence that does not need to be filled. A relationship in which you can appear as you are. This archetype offers stability without dominance and care without control. Love shows itself here through consistency, attention, and emotional availability. Nothing spectacular, but something lasting, a bond that grows over time. But this choice also brings a subtle challenge. If your nervous system has been shaped by earlier chaos, calmness may feel unfamiliar. You might confuse peace with boredom. This archetype asks whether you are ready to stop mistaking fear for passion. The fifth archetype carries a completely different wind, the traveler, the seeker, the free spirit. This energy is wide, curious, unbound. It does not belong to routines or fixed structures. It belongs to movement. If this archetype has drawn you in, your soul is asking for space. Maybe you feel trapped in roles, expectations, or obligations. Life became too narrow, too clearly defined. Something in you needs air. It is not always the desire for a partner. Often it is the desire to break free. The traveler stands for freedom, possibilities, and the right to change direction. He reminds you that you are more than your responsibilities, that life can still surprise you. With this energy, inspiration, curiosity, and creativity return, but stability is not guaranteed. This archetype cannot be possessed. The question is not whether this energy is good or bad. The question is whether you seek shared freedom or whether you are fleeing from commitment. The traveler teaches openness, but he resists duration. He asks you whether you can walk beside someone without trying to hold them. The last archetype is the most complex, the distant, inaccessible, enigmatic presence, a figure who fascinates through absence with cool intellect, emotional restraint, inner depth, someone who does not reveal themselves easily. If this archetype has drawn you in, then you feel attracted to the challenging. You do not seek what comes easily. You are intrigued by what must be conquered. what feels rare and exclusive. This choice almost always reflects an unconscious belief that love must be earned, that warmth comes only after effort, that the affection of someone hard to reach confirms your worth. This is a dangerous seduction. This archetype carries intelligence, depth, and intensity, but their emotional availability is limited. You could spend years trying to open a door that was never meant to open. The risk is emotional hunger. And yet, this choice is not a mistake. It shows ambition, strength, and a refusal to settle for the simple, but it also calls you to compassion for yourself. Are you seeking depth or validation? Pause for a moment now and look at the 6 archetypes again. Protection, conquest, play, companionship, freedom, distance. 6 energies, 6 mirrors. There is no wrong choice. What drew you in is the most honest answer for you. It reflects your current needs, not your destiny. Needs change as awareness grows. If you were drawn to safety or calm, your soul is asking for rest. If you were drawn to intensity or play, your soul is asking to feel alive. If you were drawn to freedom, your soul is asking for space. If you were drawn to distance, your soul is asking to feel exceptional. And here lies the most important truth. Men are not the source of these needs. They are mirrors. They show us what we have not yet given ourselves. The deepest relationship in your life is not with an archetype, but with yourself. In the moment you give yourself care, admiration, freedom, or depth, the outer world naturally rearranges itself. If one of these archetypes has resonated within you, take a moment to acknowledge it. You can share in the comments which energy you felt most strongly and why. Your reflection may help another person recognize themselves. If this kind of profound psychological exploration resonates with you, a subscription helps keep this space alive, not for noise and trends, but for meaning. And if someone came to mind while reading this, sharing this video might offer them a mirror they did not expect. Thank you for remaining inwardly present in a world that runs outward. Looking within is a powerful act.